investigating New Jersey transit, one of the issues being discussed here at the Statehouse in Trenton. I'm Jill Horner, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is New Jersey State Assemblyman John Wisnieski of the 19th District. Thanks so much for being with us.
Jill, good to be here. Thanks.
You were chair of the Assembly Transportation Committee, and you recently had a hearing related to New Jersey Transit and management issues there.
Right.
But you didn't hear from New Jersey Transit. What was involved with this hearing? Well,
that was the second time we've invited New Jersey Transit to come before the Transportation Committee and discuss what happened at the Super Bowl. As we all know, the high moment for New Jersey potentially this year was going to be having the Super Bowl and all of the publicity that comes with that. And unfortunately, in the aftermath of the Super Bowl, New Jersey looked bad because there were so many people who had trouble, more importantly, leaving the game after it was over. And we wanted to hear from New Jersey Transit as to why that happened. But on two occasions, after having been invited, they were not able to come.
So for these commuting nightmares for attendees, particularly as you mentioned, after leaving the Super Bowl, who was in charge of making the decisions related to train schedules, bus schedules? Was it New Jersey Transit or was it the NFL?
Well, that's the question that we really need to get an answer from. What we heard in the testimony that we did get at the last hearing was that the NFL, in awarding the game to New Jersey, set a script, so to speak, on how just about every detail of getting in and out of the stadium would be handled, and one of those details was transportation. And so at least part of what we learned was that it was the NFL that really pushed this all to New Jersey Transit to a degree that it was more than the system could handle. But I think we ought to hear from New Jersey Transit and see what their views are.
Can you require them to attend a hearing?
Well, the Transportation Committee on this issue does not have subpoena power, so we can't compel them. I've been assured by New Jersey Transit's leadership that they will come to the next hearing, but I do think it's an important element for New Jersey residents to understand why it happened. We want to make sure people use the trains. And if you look at what happened at the Super Bowl, it's almost an advertisement, why not use the trains? Because you're going to get stuck there.
And let's focus on another issue related to New Jersey Transit, and that's the actual infrastructure and the train cars themselves, particularly after Superstorm Sandy.
Right.
There was more than $100 million in damage. What kind of impact is that having today?
Well, if you have fewer train cars, when cars need to be repaired, you can't always take them out of service, which means you invariably wind up with delays and you wind up with unhappy commuters. I could show you my cell phone. I get messages from people on New Jersey Transit all the time who are frustrated about the delays and the uncertainty of service. Part of that, not all of it, but part of that goes back to having so many pieces of equipment damaged during Sandy. It makes it harder to maintain the rest of the fleet. It's about bad management, and I think one of the things we have to look at is making sure New Jersey Transit is properly managed.
And when we talk about that management aspect of it, is your investigation, our continued hearings, going to look at the overall way in which New Jersey Transit is administered, is run? Well,
we need to look at that. We need to make sure that, number one, the rolling stock, the cars, the trains are being maintained so that people can get to and from work on time. We need to make sure that the fare increases are kept to a minimum. We need to make sure that there's enough of an investment by the state of New Jersey in New Jersey Transit. These are things that haven't clearly happened over the past few years.
We've also talked about the idea of transparency. You're calling for increased transparency as well.
Well, New Jersey Transit, like all of the other agencies that take part of commuter money through fares, needs to be absolutely transparent. We need to know exactly how those dollars are being spent. I mean, in comparison to the Port Authority, they might be a lot better, but I think that there's still a lot of room for improvement.
And just a few seconds left, but you will have continued hearings on some of these issues.
Well, we've invited New Jersey Transit to come back. We've invited the Commissioner of Transportation to come back, and hopefully this time they'll take us up on our invitation.
Thanks for being with us.
Jill, good to be here.
We've been talking with New Jersey Assemblyman John Wisnieski. I'm Jill Horner.